Heading West, where we bring you to the frontier of capital markets and Web3. In episode 4 of Heading West, we'll be discussing the future of NFTs and community with Alex, who is our special guest today.
Hey Hunter, how are you?
I'm doing well, Alex. Alex, how are you?
Yeah, also well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for making the time, Alex. I'm looking forward to this episode. So Alex is the CEO and founder of HashCan, which gives you the power and tools to manage and grow the ultimate communities for NFTs and its holders. And then I know you were at ECC this past week. How was that for you and HashCan?
Yeah, it was really great. I'm still in Paris. It's been the whole week. Everyone got kind of exhausted by the end of it because you had so many chats. You've met so many people. There was this main ECC event for 3 days and also like tons of side events, and everyone was just going around them from morning until night. And you had like several parties every night. So yeah, everyone was trying to do the best party. Yeah, as for me personally, I've met a lot of friends. I've met new investors and potential partners.
No, that's incredible. It sounds like it was a great event, and I'm glad to hear you enjoyed yourself. When did you enter the NFT space, and why did you choose to focus on NFTs in Web3?
Yeah, I started moving to crypto around a year ago when I realized that I kind of missed DeFi summer, and crypto is way more interesting than it was 4 years ago. Like 4 years ago, I was trying to trade crypto. I was trying to build some things. I built this hodler cryptocurrency portfolio app for Android. I've been working on it like 4 years ago, and then I kind of put it on pause. And just recently, I got back to that project and sold it. And like after I started to work on crypto, I realized that everything is new here. Like you cannot just move from Web 2 to Web 3 in a month. Like the technology is new. Network of people is new, business models are new, the culture is different. So you have to be committed to, to spend like 6-12 months just to, to get kind of more crypto native, just to feel what to build and, to have this ability to validate some ideas. So yeah, we started from, I think it was September last year. We were building this NFT community. We were building these NFT subscriptions. So the idea was that you don't have recurrent payments in crypto, and creators don't have this sustainable source of income. So people were selling NFTs, but they didn't have this ability to charge you every month as you had this thing in Web 2. We realized that the NFT space is quite interesting because in NFT space you have consumers. NFT projects are kind of similar. If you build if you build a software for one of them, you can try to apply it for most of them. And also an important aspect was that this part just felt missing because most analytics services, you can find like tens of NFT analytics services, and most of them, they kind of focused on traders. If you're an NFT creator, you have kind of different metrics and people, and there are no tools for you. So we decided to start from that market. And we also love the idea that, to serve for NFT creators who is trying to make more money, to create for communities instead of just helping people to make money.
No, definitely. That's super interesting. I love how you guys are tackling, the untapped market, because I don't think the market or myself have really seen a lot of projects kind of tackle NFT creators. There's a lot for traders. So I think it'll be interesting how HashCan really changes the landscape on that front. And then I did see HashCan was a part of Tkachenko, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which looks like a Web3 accelerator kind of. I'm curious if you can kind of dive in on what that is and how that came to fruition.
Yeah, it's Tachyon. It is an accelerator by consensus mesh, and yeah, it's been a great opportunity to participate in that and have this experience. We were invited, I think in February or in March this year, right after this hackathon. And we've been talking to the people from there a few months before, and they saw that we have some traction, and we're trying to build something new, and we got invited. I think in this current Tachyon accelerator cohort, there were like 12 or 13 teams, and yeah, it is basically like a YC type accelerator. They kind of invest some small amount of money initially, and then they have this 3 months program when we were trying to learn like basically kind of everything, like how to. We started from problem and idea space, like how do you validate your problem, how do you talk to users, how do you actually like build these formulate these hypotheses, and yeah, and then we had this week of deep work, and I think the last month was mostly focused on, fundraising. So we were trying to build this pitch decks, practicing fundraising, trying to like learn how to talk to investors, building this investor CRM, and preparing for demo day. We had just I think 2 weeks ago, we had this demo day, and it's been really fun for me personally, to be honest. Like it was just a great experience, and this is my second time I'm trying to fundraise, and it is really hard. It's just really hard on multiple levels, especially if you're a single founder. And like this help from Tachyon was really, it was really helpful for me. So yeah, I would encourage everyone who's just very early in their career as a founder to apply to Tachyon.
No, most definitely. I've definitely checked Tachyon out. It looks like a world-class accelerator. So that's awesome that you and HashCan were able to be involved. So I noticed on your Twitter that you are a Solidity developer. And then I was curious, how has that helped you in creating HashCan?
Yeah, I've been a developer for many years, I think 7 years already. I previously worked mostly as a mobile developer, but I pretty much can, build anything if I have enough time. And when I started to move to crypto last year, I actually started from learning Solidity. I think this is just, the best way to dig deeper and understand what's happening, like from first principles. You can just start from this, crypto zombies course for Solidity developing, and this is just the best start to crypto, and probably just build some, fun side projects, participate in these hackathons. This is this has been very helpful for me, but I must say that I've been a developer, so it was way easier for me than for someone who is just new to development. Probably it's going to be better to start from learning just, how to write code, which is like an essential skill, whether you're writing like building mobile apps, Solidity, front end, back end, anything, and spend some time on there. And I would also encourage to build projects, like to launch projects.
In your opinion, what would be the best language to start out with?
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion. Like, I think there are way more people who is more professional in like teaching people to learn programming, but I would look at JavaScript and Python. To learn a lot of environment, you could just start right away and write code and see the result, which is very important because you have this feedback loop when you see what you're building and you feel like you're learning. So yeah.
No, that's important. Again, great advice, Alex. How was the transition from being a developer to becoming a founder? Because, being a founder today is not easy, especially in a new environment. What does that look like for yourself?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I think probably it would be even easier for me if I would start building startups back like 5 years ago. It would probably be easier because you have some things you have to unlearn. It's really hard because also, as I'm solo founder, as I previously said, you have to. Usually, as a developer, you want to build things, like you want to write code, you want to like create GitHub repo. You want to build the first version, the second version. You want to make a plan, but like the part of experience, I think I learned it from YC and like also from Tachyon. You can do a lot of things before you actually kind of build anything. Before you start building anything, you can talk to users, which is like the most important thing. And I'm still struggling with this. I'm learning. You can also like just write down your idea and discuss it with your smart friends, with experts, and just validate it. But also you have to be kind of, open to being criticized. So yeah, I think it's hard. You have to, but I love it, to be honest, because it's just interesting. It's very interesting. It's very hard You have to learn a lot of new skills. You have to learn how to sell to investors. You have to learn how to, get insights and, from customers. You have to learn how to sell to customers. You have to learn how to sell to new hires. You have to put yourself out there and just do these things instead of just writing code. So yeah, this is really interesting. I think one advice I would give to everyone, just be open to finding a co-founder. I mean, it's really hard to find a co-founder intentionally, but it's going to be way better, more fun, a lot more interesting and productive to work together with someone.
From what I've seen of just building anything, it is important to have someone there to keep you accountable to, and it does push yourself and your co-founder, for example. I think it's one of the hardest jobs in the world, but also one of the most rewarding, right? And then I'm curious, diving in deeper into HashCan, is HashCan the first CRM for NFT projects currently in the market?
Yeah, I think there are some projects who's trying to do similar thing and mostly built my marketing people. So what we're trying to do is, NFT creators or community managers, after they launch NFT, they just usually have this wallet. It's in TXT files, it's somewhere in CSV files, and people can use tools like Nonsense to find some insights. Probably can also just take each wallet individually and put it into DBank or Zerion or Zapper and find some insights on who these people are. But the experience is quite bad. So we're trying to take these wallets and turn them into users by just indexing the blockchain and showing you the ENS name, showing you the portfolio value, showing you the NFTs in your communities they own, and blue chip NFTs these people own, like when they enter to your community. All this information is kind of helping you just to have a better overview of your community, on-chain community, not just better understand, but also, find some power users, maybe find someone, some celebrity, I don't know. We also index some public resources for Twitter, for example. So we can show you some Twitter accounts for your community and you can reach them later. This was asked by people the most, I think, when they see these users and they kind of already understand something about them, they want to reach them, maybe to sell, maybe to partner for different reasons. And we're trying to help them.
Here, you guys are definitely, tapping into a lot of untapped analytics and data. And I think that's going to be really interesting for the NFT community and environment. Do you see NFT projects and communities having a CRM? And do you see that becoming an industry standard? How HashCan is bringing that to the market?
Yeah, I think so. I think this was one of the reasons we started working on this. It just seemed like someone is going to build it, because if you have customers, if you have community, if you have people you work with, currently there are some kind of Web3 native communities as products. So they have this roadmap, they deliver new features, they deliver new utilities, they have teams who's working on that for them, and for sure, you're going to need tools. You're going to need software. You're going to need your backend for your community. I think just marketing in this space is still kind of very manual, and we can try to help with this as well, especially when brands are starting to come to brands starting to use NFT for loyalty, for increasing your loyalty, for delivering you products, for creating scarcity, for using all those mechanics in Web2 or even just not in offline marketing world. NFT can just help them to do this in a new way, more efficiently, more maybe just in a new, being closer to some new communities. So yeah, and some tools to learn about your users, to manage your users, to manage some cohort of users, learn about them, are going to be useful for sure.
Definitely. I think those tools are vital just because I come from a business development background. So I would say a majority of companies in Web2, I'm curious about your guys' partnerships. So I saw you're partnered with Protocol Labs and Polygon. Do you guys have any other current partnerships, and are you looking to expand in the near future?
So yeah, we have some partnerships, and we plan to use we're still working around these ideas of whether we want to use and build our own data infrastructure or use third-party services and just pay them. And at this stage, it makes sense to use someone else because we we can focus on product and just, iterating on it very quickly. And also, another space for partnership is where to get customers. And as we help our NFT creators and communities and projects after the launch, we're working on several partnerships with those projects to help you launch NFT. So we're not trying to do this at the time, but there are some projects who help you launch NFT, and then they're gonna show you that, okay, after the launch, you can go to Hashscan and you can manage your community. You can learn more about users who minted your token, whether they, dumped your token after the launch. Maybe you wanna, incentivize some subgroup of users who were like a good user in your, whether it means in your community.
No, that's great. I mean, I'm excited myself. Not super big into the NFT community, but kind of due to, I think there needs to be more infrastructure. So what you guys are building is definitely going to be a big game changer. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm curious, Alex, where do you see the NFT market being in the next few years?
Yeah, I think NFT market is, we kind of believe in NFT market in the long term, because it's just hard to dismiss the market when you just see how many things you can build. It not only in terms of new technology and innovation, but also we will see how we can increase adoption of the people, just with people with smartphones who's using some products right now, and and it's going to be very interesting. I think that what we've seen with PFP pictures is it was just fun. I'm not sure about that as a long term. I think some blue chip NFT collections are going to be cost significant amount of money in the long term, and CryptoPunk probably is a good collectible item, or not sure about Bored Ape, but they are kind of heavily investing in this, and you can just predict whether it's going to work or not, or try to predict. But yeah, it's really hard to say. And I think in crypto in general, maybe not even in crypto, but it's just really hard to say what's going to happen in 3 to 5 years. Who would have expected NFT to be so huge last year?
Totally.
If someone was building an NFT marketplace, it was just interesting and fun, but you couldn't have expected that OpenSea is going to be something doing several hundred millions per month, and it's just crazy. So I think the smart way to approach this kind of innovation cycle is try to build what you see in 6 or 12 months being useful with some traction happening right now, and then just have a good team, have a good technology, and users to build new things that appear on the market.
It is great advice for anyone listening or currently building in Web 2 or Web 3. And then to kind of wrap things up, Alex, I'm curious, if you had one piece of advice to give to another founder, what would it be?
If you're a founder who is working solo, find a co-founder. What would have been useful for me is find a co-founder earlier, start talking to users earlier, and ship product.
So Alex, I'm curious, I know you guys said you were fundraising earlier on in this episode. What does that look like for any of the listeners that would like to get involved?
Yeah, we just had demo day recently, and we're still open for pre-seed fundraising. So if someone is interested, I'm happy to tell you more about what we're building.
Awesome. No, that's great to hear. Alex, thank you so much. This has been a pleasure. I appreciate everyone tuning in for episode 4 of Heading West, and we will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much.